Hi, everybody, and welcome to Spa Babies. I'm Dan Illman along with Nicole Russo, and our Spa Baby race for Thursday, July the 27th, kicks off the card on the 50-cent early pick 5. Let's take a look at this field. We're going 5.5 furlongs on the Mellon Turf Course. These are New York bred maiden special weights. It's an overflow field. The 11 Bustin' Away is entered for also eligible. The 12 Split Strike is entered main track only. We're hoping the weather holds up at Saratoga on Thursday. If Split Strike gets in, he'll be tough for Christophe Clement. Jimmy the Tooth, the number 7, goes out for Michael Maker. 2-1 on the morning line, deservedly so. Is hit the board on both starts.
Yeah, and as we'll discuss, not only does Jimmy the Tooth have that race record coming in, I think he has a beautiful pedigree for this task should it remain on the turf. This is a really competitive field, though. Some experienced horses, some first-time starters, and I think this race really does hinge on how you interpret the experiences of those horses versus the potential of the debut starters.
And breaking from the inside draws, the number 1, Bali Amour from Park Space trainer Harold Wiley, a $2,000 yearling by Bala Bali. This is a lovely Juddmonte family. This colt, however, is yet to run to the pedigree, so he's going to have to step it up.
Yeah, has not shown much in those 3 starts to date, the most experienced horse in the field. If you were looking for positives about him, as you said, a beautiful Juddmonte family, and did have some trouble in his turf debut in his most recent start.
The number 2 is Charlie Tough, another horse with experience. He started once on the dirt, was dismissed at 30-1, but he was also entered against tougher open maiden specials, and he raced very wide. He's a half-brother to 2 dirt winners. He's by Leah Frick, a nice young stallion.
Yeah, and Leah Frick is a horse who I kind of think is going to be sneaky good in this year's freshman sire class. Maybe not getting as many headlines as some others who have come out of the gate with more early winners, but I do think Leah Frick's horses will improve with distance, with experience, as he did as an older horse. And the interesting thing about this horse is he stood his first year in New York, and then after his first foals were born, while they were on the ground, before he had any sales or race record to speak of, he moved to Darby Dan Farm in Kentucky, sort of a call up in the marketplace. So that tells me somebody really liked what they saw from these foals and really believed in his future as a stallion.
The number 3 is Senegal, who goes out for trainer Gary Contessa. He's already pulled off a shocker with a first-time starter this meet, winning the Schuylerville with a debut runner against a bunch of winners. Senegal was a $65,000 May 2-year-old purchased after breezing a furlong in 10-3 by the nice young sire Solimini.
Yeah, Solimini off the mark with a couple of winners already on the New York freshman sire list. He was a good 2-year-old himself, so certainly no surprise that his horses are running at 2. He's by emerging sire of sires Curlin, and I think he's got the versatility where his runners should run on turf as well as dirt. Curlin from that multi-purpose Smart Strike sire line, Solimini from the female family of Midshipman, who was a champion juvenile while racing in synthetics in California, and has turned into a good multi-purpose and turf sire himself with horses like Lady Shipman to his credit. As you said, Gary Contessa off the mark in a big way already with his 2-year-olds, and Javier Castellano just riding as well as he ever has in his career right now.
Speed and precocity on the bottom of this pedigree as well. The 4 is Instamatic, a debut runner. Joel Rosario rides for trainer Danny Gargan. This one sold for $220,000 as a short yearling. He's by more than ready. He's good with just about any kind of runner. The dam's a half-sister to several nice graded stakes runners, like Pretty Prolific as a sprinter. You've got dirt, route, turf, a little bit of everything in this pedigree.
A little bit of everything on that female family, and more than ready, the type of stallion who could sire a little bit of everything as well. Enjoy these while we've got them. We're not going to have that many more crops by more than ready, but among the many things he was outstanding at, so good with his 2-year-olds, so good with his turf runners, and Danny Gargan, another trainer who came in loaded for bear with his 2-year-olds this summer at Saratoga, and already has some nice horses who have come out of the barn to run well early this meet.
Steady breezes since the middle of May, including several on the turf. Instamatic should be fit. The 5 is Savage Spirit for trainer Tom Albertrani. Dylan Davis has the mount. This one sold up by 3 times. $20,000 weanling, $60,000 yearling. He is by Accelerate, 11% winners with first-time turf runners. The Dan was a debut winner sprinting on the turf, so a nice combination of stamina and speed in this pedigree.
Yeah, an interesting pedigree. You see those first-time starter and the turf statistics for Accelerate. Neither really surprises me. I do think that his runners need experience, need a little distance as he did, but as he is another stallion from that Smart Strike sire line, it doesn't surprise me that they can run on turf. I think the Scat Daddy mare, that female family, should add even more turf ability as well as injecting some speed here.
The number 6 is a gray colt named Price is Truth, a homebred son of Union Rags and a half-brother to Tripoli, a Grade 1 stakes winner going long on the dirt in Southern California. Union Rags not great with his turf runners, only 3% winners with first-time turf performers, but plenty of turf on the bottom of this pedigree. The Dam Stakes place sprinting on the grass, a debut winner, and she a half to Starfish Bay, a debut winner and a multiple stakes winning turf sprinter. So while the Union Rags may not produce much on turf, lots of turf ability in the family.
Yeah, lots of turf ability, there in the family. The immediate family is so funny to me because it's an example of no matter how much we analyze pedigrees, sometimes horses just do what they want to do. Union Rags, I did think he was going to be a good turf sire. He's from the immediate female family of horses like Declaration of War, and he hasn't, really lived up to that kind of pedigree potential. You mentioned the half brother to this one, Tripoli, the rare dirt runner by Sire Kitten's Joy. So Tripoli, obviously a lot of turf ability in the female family as well. So it's really kind of funny how this pedigree has worked out from time to time. But this horse, Price is Truth, has worked on the turf here at Saratoga. And Christophe Clement must have liked what he saw if he thinks that is what this one wants to do, because every horse is an individual.
And Clement excels with these kind of horses, as we see from our formulator fact. Over the past 45 months, 2-year-old first-time starters in turf sprints, state-bred maiden special weights, 5 for the last 10, a $4.66 return on investment. Manny Franco takes the mount. The 7's Jimmy the Tooth has finished second in both starts. Let's watch this race from Jimmy the Tooth. He showed improved early speed. He's sitting just on the outside, and no disgrace losing to this horse, El Grand O, who is odds on.
Yeah, and besides the racing experience here, Jimmy the Tooth facing some next out winners in his first race and then, being beaten by a deserving favorite second time out, besides the experience, he's, again, beautifully bred for this task from the first crop of World of Trouble, who was a top level performer on both dirt and turf. World of Trouble by Cantharos, who's really found a niche as kind of a turf sprint sire with the likes of World of Trouble, as well as Bucaro, a good young sire to his credit, and some turf and speed in the female family as well.
Tyler Gaffalione on for trainer Michael Maker. The 8 is I Am Dada Moon. This is a son of Malibu Moon, going out for Luis Saez and trainer Jose Camejo. I Am Dada Moon is a half to a juvenile stakes place turf sprinter overseas. This one breezed a furlong in 10-2 during the April 2-year-old sale. There's some speed in this family. Malibu Moon adds a little bit of stamina and class, and a bullet workout out of the gate at Monmouth recently.
Yeah, I do like that sharp recent work at Monmouth to kind of tighten the screws for the debut. That being said, I would maybe like to see a longer work tab for this horse, as he's giving up, the experience edge, kind of a fitness edge to some other horses in here with prior racing experience or a longer work tab.
Number 9 is Hard Par. Katie Davis aboard for trainer Ray Handel. Hard Spun is the sire. This one sold for $80,000 as a yearling. The dam was a Grade 3 place turf router. This one has been breezing for a while now and should be fit.
Yeah, absolutely. And Katie Davis, a rider who's kind of under the radar, but riding very well and very steadily right now. This horse's pedigree on both sides to me. Hard Spun, who has sired some longer winded runners over Made on a Mission, a good turf router. That does say to me that this one might want longer. Maybe this is one to use in your exotics.
And completing the body of the field is the 10 Film Academy, top-notch connections. Mark Cassey, the leading rider, Arad Ortiz Jr., a half to a stakes-winning turf sprinter overseas named Planchart, a $30,000 April 2-year-old after breezing a furlong in 10 and 2. I've been impressed thus far with the performances of the Oscar performances, 20% with first-time turf runners.
Yeah, and I mean, how can you not love Oscar performance with his turf runners, a son of the, stellar stallion Kitten's Joy, and I hope that this is a horse to carry on his legacy. Oscar performance was a good 2-year-old himself, and then continued on to be a multiple Grade 1 winner and a very good horse at 3 and at 4. And he showed some, brilliant speed as well in doing so. So certainly his offspring can show speed and run one turn as well as 2.
Busting Away, the 11's entered also eligible. Split Strike is entered main track only and would be very tough if this was washed off of the turf. But we'll take a look at our top selections for turf for Thursday Spa Babies. You're going with Senegal. This is the son of Solamini. Some nice workouts, and Gary Contessa has the magic touch so far this meet.
Yeah, Gary Contessa, Javier Castellano, I'll borrow your phrase. They both just seem to have a magic touch right now. A young sire I really believe in. I think your top pick, Jimmy the Tooth, is beautifully bred for the task and merits so much respect off those good first 2 efforts. I honestly could have kind of gone either way between my top picks here, but I am going to try for a little bit of value with Senegal.
And you will get a better price with Senegal because Jimmy the Tooth looks like the favorite at post time. I'm going to try to maybe couple him up with the Ray Handel firster, the number 9, the Danny Gargan firster, the number 4, to try to perhaps create some value in the exacta. 37410 for Nicole, 7945 for me. We kick off Thursday's Saratoga card with our Spa Babies race. Good luck.